This week's no-name storm had a lot of people confused on what to call it. It didn't even get a name. Let's go ahead and bring in meteorologist Chris Michaels for more on this. Chris, Helene never was.
It really, never was. And some folks thought that maybe it should have been. The National Hurricane Center in charge of naming storms. And here's why they didn't. In order for a storm to get a name or be tropical, it has to have a warm core. I like to think of storms like apples. They all have cores to them. So a tropical system has a warm center to it, whereas systems over land or systems that form along a front like this one did have a cold core. You don't care about the core of a storm when you're dealing with that kind of rain and that kind of wind. You just think it should be named, right? Especially when you look at this, right? Tropical storm force winds, 39 to 73 miles per hour. Look at some of the gusts, right? Looked like a tropical storm, felt like a tropical storm, especially Wrightsville and Wilmington, where we saw gusts of 60 to 70 miles per hour. And then you've got that whole naming of potential tropical cyclone. That's something that's been new over the past few years. I think it caught folks off guard. Also, the rarity of the rain that we saw. I mean, come on, 20 inches of rain at Carolina Beach. At that point, you think it's a tropical storm, right? But in this case, just because of how it was constructed, how it was structured, it never really got a name.
Having that name is very convenient, right? Because it goes to different phases, right? It could be a hurricane, and then it goes to a tropical depression, and it mixes back and forth. And so when you have a name, we can at least refer to it as that.
Exactly, right? Because if I were to say to you, remember Storm 6 from 1999, you're going, no. But if I say you remember Hurricane Floyd, absolutely, yeah. So in this sense, I think if somebody heard Tropical Storm Helene was coming, maybe they would have prepared differently. But preparing for 20 inches of rain is almost impossible.
All right, very insightful. Thanks, Chris.
You got it.